All right, hey guys, this is Michelle Pescosolido, and welcome to the setup process of My Lead System Pro. I'm going to take you through the entire process of getting your system set up. I've got Sarah on the line here, and she is brand spanking new to the online marketing world. She has just entered into the system of My Lead System Pro, just signed up. So I'm going to actually go through the steps of what she would need to do. You guys are going to be able to watch over my shoulder exactly what you need to do to get the system set up and follow the instructions so you can get off to the fast track of getting MLSP working for you to where you can start generating leads into your business. Now, I've just logged into her account, and you're most likely going to see this welcome video from Norbert, and he's going to talk to you a little bit about the system. Watch that. Anytime you see pop-ups or anything that happens throughout your journey of setting up the system, watch it. It's put there for you to learn the system. And what I've learned in the past, no matter how many times I've told people to go through the setup process that's already put into MLSP, where you do step 1, step 2, they invariably skip over something. And that little something that they thought was not that important was huge, and it's part of the reason why the system isn't working for them. So anytime you get into the system, you've got to think in a step-by-step process. It's so important to build a solid foundation in the beginning in order for it to work effectively. So watch this little video, whatever's there, and then down here to the right, you can just close it out on this little X. So the very first thing I always recommend, and Sarah, feel free to chime in if you get confused along the way. Because I mean, I want this, for all you guys that are watching, I mean, the goal here is sometimes people who have already done the system, have been working in it for over a year, we forget some of the beginning stuff or beginner stuff, and I don't want to overlook that for you guys. But anytime anybody gets in here, obviously they're on their home page. This is the home. And there is always some important things that you need to pay attention to here. Like these are little updates here. So like on every Monday, they do a system mastery where there's, somebody comes in, they go over the system, how to master it. These are great calls for you to jump into, and they're usually done in the evenings. This is new here, the Tuesday Total Transformation. Different leaders come on, talk about, techniques, marketing, total transformation basically. And then you can see the dates here. Next Monday's the member orientation. That's basically new member orientation, going over the product, going over MLSP. What's missing here, if I click on more, here we go. So this is for Monday through Friday. For some reason, I'm not showing, but usually there's a Thursday boot camp that you'll see in here. And you just come in here and you just click register. These are just great trainings to learn more about the system. Normally the Thursday boot camp is listed in here. Here it is. It's just not ready to be registered for, but every Thursday night, one of the leaders inside of MLSP will actually do live lead calling. So they're going to call their leads, and what's really cool is you can listen to what to say to your leads on the phone. I do these. I know Joe has done them, Tracy, Jordan. There's a lot of us that do them in here, and it's fun to hear our different ways that we do to recruit people into the system, and then obviously into our primary business. So I just want you guys to, obviously to be aware of what's here on the right and to take notice of that. So I'm clicking back on that home page. Everything else is, over to the right, you'll see your sponsor who you came in under. MLSP Daily Wake Up Call, those are every single morning you can listen into. I was just actually doing the one this morning. And that's basically on the home page, the main information. They always put updates up here, but you're really here to get the system set up. So let's get started. The very first thing you do is right here. It says Start Here. Go to System Setup Step 1. Very important to do. I highly recommend that you go through each one of these little tabs here. So this very first video here is going to be an introduction on My Lead System Pro. And it's like a minute and 41 seconds. I have ADD, I have a very short attention span, so it's great to be able to watch very short videos here. So this is just the introduction. It's good to watch so you get a grasp of what MLSP is about and what the heck you're going to be doing with it. The next thing is to go to Step 1. And watch this. This is the introduction into attraction marketing. So attraction marketing is what you're practicing. You know, you don't want to be chasing around friends and family. What you're doing is you want people to eventually, because it takes a while to build up attraction marketing, but to be knocking on your door and calling you on the phone wanting to join your business. Not necessarily My Lead System Pro, but your primary business. So this is going to explain to you what attraction marketing is. Click on step 2. This is a 7-minute video. This is actually setting up your MLSP profile, and it goes through the steps. And I'm actually going to walk you through this in a minute, Sarah, so you can know exactly what we're going to do. But the main thing is I tell everybody that they've got to go through these steps, and it takes about an hour, I think, to go through all these videos. But this is going to walk you through the simple process of setting up your account. Step 3. Introduction to the MLSP campaigns. This is about a 4-minute video. What the campaigns are, these are your lead capture pages. These are the pages that you would take and market online. And you'd go out there and generate leads with these pages. These are the pages that people are going to opt into. So this is really important that you understand what these MLSP system campaigns are. And I'm going to go into that also. Step 4. You're going to create the leads now by sharing your website. Remember a second ago I said you're going to learn about those system campaigns. Well, now you're going to share that website and you're going to generate leads. So without any leads, we don't have a business. So that's what this video is going to go over, and it's about 3 minutes. Then you just click on step 5, and they're going to talk about now that you've shared the valuable MLSP training to those you know, it's time to start building your network, meaning building your list, building your business, or building a community of people that have signed up underneath you inside of My Lead System Pro. These are just some simple techniques that they're going to go over in this section. About how to add, 5 new people to your growing network. That may not mean your business or, sign up with you in MLSP. What that means is that you're growing your circle of people who are going to find out who you are and, obviously, hopefully want to get to know you better. And that's it for steps. That's it. That's what you have to go through in the very beginning. And a lot of people will forget to do this and they want to skip around, but this is so important to go through this process because it's all right here. Any questions so far, Sarah?
That they have it organized like that, where you just have the numbered steps, so you kind of, if you don't get too distracted, you'll get through it.
Exactly. So it's really good. And then the next thing is it'll say click here to begin the boot camp. You can do that, but I always like to say go back up here to start here and do what it says, step 2, which is the marketing boot camp. But for some reason people think this link goes somewhere different than this link. But either way, I would say step 2. One of my recommendations is watch all this first. I might have already said this, but watch all this first, then go back and do the steps along the way. Either way, I think that's the best. All right, so then step 2, you're going to go through the marketing boot camp. Big yellow highlighted, please do not skip ahead. That's very true, and people do skip ahead. And I don't recommend it. If you're truly serious, and it's not just to you, Sarah, but anybody who's listening, if you're truly serious about building a business online, you've got to follow the steps. This is what I did in the beginning, and it made the biggest difference in the world. So the marketing boot camp, again, introduction. This is introduction to marketing MLSP. So the very first one we saw was just talking about MLSP. This is actually introducing you to, how to market the system. And, putting together your marketing plan, understanding how to integrate internet marketing into your primary business, your network marketing business, talking about how to choose some initial strategies. You're not really going to work here. You're just familiarizing yourself with how to market this system. And that's big because a lot of people get in here and they're like, okay, I'm set up. How do I market it? Well, they talk about it right here in the introduction. And then step 1, this is, remember this is marketing boot camp, but this is talking about attraction marketing, and that's what you're practicing with MLSP is attraction marketing. I highly recommend getting this Mike Dillard course right here for $39. You don't have to, but it's like I just recently did a webinar, Bill and I did, on attraction marketing, and the bottom line is this is what we based it off of. So the Mike Dillard course, I mean, I highly recommend. It's only $39. You know, we keep it, I call it the Bible of attraction marketing. I mean, seriously. But anyways, up here in this here, so again, you're just getting familiar with what attraction marketing is. If you were to click on this free video series, notice it goes outside of MLSP. So this is where a lot of...
As a home business owner, there's probably two things you want more than anything else. More leads and more cash for your business. Okay, it's not going to let me pause it. But as you may have... But
you saw that. Notice that went outside of MLSP, okay? It's a great, if you sign up, you're going to get additional emails from Mike Dillard talking about attraction marketing. It's okay, you know, but I don't want you guys, I think a lot of people get confused with all this stuff in here, and they start getting all these emails, and then they go, oh my God, what's going on? I'm on information.
That's quick. Get to be like information overload. Do you read his emails? Do you think they're valuable?
I do. In the very beginning, I do, because it's really helping you understand what attraction marketing is. So this is a part, I mean, MLSP would not put this here if it weren't important, but it is. So to go through that, I mean, that's a great question, Sarah, but I think it's very important to understand what it is, for sure. So step 2 is going to talk about your primary income stream, which would be your network marketing company, your home-based business, whatever it is that you're trying to build and you want to like bring people into to build a team. This is going to talk about it, and it's going to talk about it, you know, that why you should have a solid primary company, a high converting one. You know, your primary income stream in your marketing strategy. This is in order to maximize your efforts, you know, that you put in. So they talk about it. It clarifies, you know, what a primary income stream is, and kind of gives you clear direction. So that's, I mean, it's pretty simple. It's like 2 minutes basically. And then down here, you know, this is like something that you'll end up having, Sarah, if you had people that are inside of MLSP underneath you. Notice this is us, your sponsor. You know, you could find out more. Maybe you don't have a primary, so you might click here to find out what ours is. You're going to have something like that. So that's why they talk about this here, you know, so you understand why it is important. Step 3 is just introducing you to the affiliate programs. This is an awesome, awesome part of MLSP. This is how you can make some additional income. I mean, and I call it seed money. You know, you can make money pretty quickly. If they don't join your primary business, you might be able to bring them here into MLSP, make some income, or they might buy some of the products that you're going to be offering through the system. Does that make sense, Sarah?
So are you saying it's like, well, it says right there, affiliate commission.
Yeah.
So it's as though everything is kind of linked in a web of...
It will be once we get it set up, yeah. So they're going to introduce you to it, and it's just showing you that, yeah, you can make some additional income aside from your primary business. Now you've got MLSP, you're going to have probably over 19 income streams that you can actually make some money off of also, and make a nice little check, you know, from different areas. So that's going to go into the introduction of that. You know, and go ahead.
Probably isn't that exposure too, right?
Yeah, and a lot of times people don't even know this exists, and once you get more, you know, experience with MLSP, you'll start utilizing it even more. But just like it says, top earners inside MLSP make a fortune from people who say no to their primary company, and that's true. I mean, probably half of our income is coming from people who do say no to our primary business. So this is going to go over that. That whole affiliate program information that's right here at your fingertips. And then we got step 4. It's basically the marketing strategy visual overview. And this is real important. You know, a lot of people get into the system and they're like, okay, what do I do now? Well, this is going to give you the big picture of how to use MLSP, how to choose a marketing strategy, so you can understand, you know, how the MLSP marketing system and the websites work together. And I was just looking at the bottom. Sometimes there's stuff.
Because went to business school, so when somebody says something like marketing strategy, I just assume that I'm going to have to go back to school and earn a degree or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's good to know that, like, where you get your plan.
Right. And there's more.
You don't have to have a...
Go ahead. Okay. And then we got step 5, the MLSP model. This just basically talks about, you know, you're doing online marketing, internet marketing. There's a couple of different terms we use here, affiliate marketing. I mean, you're using that here in MLSP, but it's also telling you how to integrate it into traditional prospecting, some conventional prospecting strategies that are used in network marketing. Mark Barrett here, he gives a presentation on how to blend online and offline strategies, which is really nice because, to build online, it does take a while because you start with the foundation, you got to build a solid one, and you build up from there, and then eventually it just explodes. A lot of people don't have a lot of patience with, waiting or being persistent or being consistent. So this is really good to kind of learn how to integrate the two together and think about if you do, want to do some offline strategies, how to make that work for you, because then you can encourage your team to start duplicating. So say you do have some people on your team and they're strictly offline marketers, or maybe they're just getting online. This is going to show them how to use this system also. And then in the meantime, if your team gets in, guess what? You're going to make a little money each month by them being an MLSP with you also. And then we got step 6, simple marketing strategies to get leads now. Most people get in here because it's probably at the point where they're like, I needed leads yesterday. I needed to make money yesterday. So this is basically going to give you a guide on how to start getting leads quickly. And if you go down here, this is really helpful. You can download an MLSP Beginner's Marketing Guide, which is really nice because, let me see if I can pull this up. My computer hopefully won't freeze. It's going to give you a guideline on, let's open it here. Hopefully that'll open peacefully for me. There we go. Anyways, and I think a lot of people actually skip over this, and they shouldn't. So he talks about step 6, make sure that you've done that. And they tell you, choose 2 to 3 marketing prospecting techniques from the strategies and training listed in this section. They go over existing network. This would kind of be the people you are already in contact with, meetup groups, networking groups, Facebook networking. They say 2 or 3. I highly recommend you go with 1 or 2. It's better to stay, because like Facebook networking, this is more about networking really. It's not actually mastering a strategy yet. So this is actually just kind of networking with people. So that's okay, 2 or 3. And as you can see, they give you, hey, generate my first 10 leads, put a goal date, goal achieved. This is just kind of accountability basically is what this is. Just want you to be aware that that's there if you definitely, if you decide to use it. You can download a marketing schedule. Now down here are some of those techniques that they talk about. If you're not interested in doing meetup groups, I don't know if you're familiar with that, Sarah, but it's like, it's kind of like,
I know what.
Yeah.
Been to any, but I.
Yeah, and if you're not interested in doing those, don't worry about this training right here. It's just kind of giving you, it's jogging your memory a little, like saying, hey, or planting a seed that this might be something you could actually do and be interested. I know Casey Everhart is very successful out in California, and this is all he does is meetup groups. But it's one of those things that if you're going to choose doing meetup groups, that should be your only focus. I mean, it really should, because you can get enough leads just from doing meetup groups. So you don't have to go through that, but it's interesting. If it's something that kind of looks, intrigues you and it looks interesting, you might want to consider it. Hey, I mean, go through that training that he does. It's excellent. This is on, prospecting. This is Facebook prospecting with Jessica Peretti. She does things like making friends on Facebook. If that's something you're interested in, then watch that. But don't overwhelm yourself and feel like you have to watch all these. Twitter training, same thing. Ray goes over Twitter training here. He's an expert at doing Twitter marketing. I don't necessarily recommend that being your only way to market, but if you're interested in doing some Twitter training, you can watch that. And so this is where people, I think, get bogged down, is they feel like they have to watch all this. Only watch the training that you really see yourself doing. Yeah, this is a good one, though, to watch. Additional prospecting and lead generation strategies. Ray Higdon's Hustler training. I always recommend watch that for sure. That it is 72 minutes, but, he talks about, how to really start his top 10, lead generation techniques. It's just good to see that. And then step 7. All right, so follow up your primary money-making activity. You know, it doesn't matter how many leads you generate if you don't know how to call your leads. Whoa. It just started. You know, that's the key. It's not going to stop. Did it stop for me?
Yay, I think it's paused.
All right. So a lot of people will finally figure out how to generate leads, but then it doesn't do any good if you don't actually connect with them and call them, because you want to try to close them into MLSP and or your primary business. And this is going to teach you, you know, how to do that, because that's the whole purpose of being an MLSP. The whole purpose is to generate leads and get them into MLSP and your primary business. A lot of times people are going to already have a primary business, but that's okay, because through a lot of these trainings that you'll find right here, it's going to show you how to convert those people in other primary businesses into your own primary business. So I should put like a big star here that you watch this. You know, this is really important. Ray does a great job. He's a great marketer when it comes to recruiting, prospecting, and closing people. Also, they give you a little note down here. Remember in the very beginning I said prospecting webinar every Thursday? I think it starts at 6 p.m. Central. It's great to get on that. I mean, I do some of those calls, and, you know, we call our leads live. And you just never know what's going to be said, which is kind of fun, you know, because then you can hear like real life conversations where leads are hanging up on you or clueless as to how they opted into your page. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. So definitely on this one, go through all this. And then step 8, you know, recruiting more distributors into your primary opportunity using MLSP. You got to go through all this. I mean, this talks about sponsoring people into your primary network marketing opportunity. This one talks about the process of recruiting using the attractive power. And, you know, that's the whole thing of MLSP. You're becoming an attraction marketer, and people are going to start trusting you, so that, you know, use that process in order to recruit people. Actual telephone techniques for sifting and sorting through and recruiting new distributors. I actually think a lot of this stuff might be new. Continue the relationship. You know, maybe you've got them to opt in. You know, how do you continue that relationship with them? This is a great page to go through. So basically, I mean, we haven't done anything yet, Sarah, but what I've shown you so far is the very important steps you have to go through. You have to go through that step 1 and step 2. And once you go through that and you click next steps, it's going to tell you congratulations, you've completed the boot camp. You know, pick one of the following 2 options to proceed. You know, this is great to go through, but my step that I'm going to tell you guys to do is to actually go up to the account section, okay? And let's start setting some stuff up. And what you do is you just go down each tab. So we're going to go right here to the very first one called the profile settings. And this is going to set you up, basically. So here, you know, obviously you've got your username. If you need to change your password, you can change it here. Let's see. But you can come in here and, you know, put your Skype address if you have a Skype. You can change your email address. Everything's pretty much already here because that's what you had to give them when you set up your account. Then you need to click on the security tab. We're going to have to create, and this is something you're going to have to do, Sarah. I'm not going to do it live on here, but you need to create a security setting. And all that's going to be is like a little digit or a PIN that you're going to have to enter every time you enter MLSP. So you're going to want to set that up. And it's pretty simple. You just go through these little tabs. So notifications. If you want to update your mobile number, feel free to do that. Now here, this is how you're going to get notified. You know, maybe you want a text message every time maybe there's a special founders call that's going on in 15 minutes. You know, maybe Brian, Norbert, or Todd, you know, are going to be doing something. They're going to send you a text message to remind you. Actions that are required. Sometimes we get new affiliate programs in here, and they're going to tell you need to take action and sign up, as they say right here. So I like to get text messages. If you don't mind doing it, it doesn't cost you extra, then sign up for it. And then you already have it checked. So if you don't want it, you need to come uncheck these boxes. I like to know when I get a new team member sign up, so I've checked this box. I think that's fun. It's motivating. Email notifications, same thing. You want to, you know, check these boxes if you want to find out that you've gotten a commission or a new lead or a new team member. So you decide on that, and then you just click Save Changes. The next section is the About Me. A lot of people get hung up on this. Don't. If you were to go look at mine, I think I have online wealth partners, because that's what we call ourselves, and I think I put cool entrepreneurs. Okay, that's really bad. But don't worry about it. It doesn't matter that much. I mean, write a little verbiage about you, just maybe, whatever it is, a little short bio about yourself. Don't worry about this too much, okay? Does that make sense, Sarah? Do you feel like you get hung up on this?
Yeah, I can see that it could be a daunting task for some people if you try to, this is going to be my life story.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be.
You can change this later. So like here I would put marketing coach, online marketer. I think I put entrepreneur or online business. They give you an example. Remember, you want to be a leader, so you've got to put something. You don't want to lie, but you want to put something, marketer, online marketer, mentor, or whatever, put that there. About me, I think in the beginning I just said something like, hey, my name's Michelle, I'm a mom of 2. I enjoy I enjoy building businesses online. I'm looking forward to this journey, and you can always change it as you go along, okay?
Yep.
All right, so then the avatar. You want to put a picture here, but the only way you're going to do that is you have to click on this, click here to update or create your Gravatar. This is a cool program because when you go to other people's blogs and you have a Gravatar tied to your email address, your picture will automatically show up in the comment section. I don't know if you ever noticed that when people comment on other people's blogs, their picture is automatically there. So this is cool.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I think that's cool. It gives a little bit of presence.
So all you do is just grab your Gravatar today and just use the same email address that you're using inside of MLSP. So you've got this one as yours, so you want to make sure you use that when you sign up, and then it's automatically going to go out there and link it together and your picture will show up. It may not happen right away, but it will happen, once MLSP and Gravatar syncs in together. And then plus on all your capture pages, that's going to show up. So that's going to be cool. Now your social links, if you don't have a blog, don't worry about it. But this is where you would put your URL. Facebook, if you want to put your fan page here, put your fan page URL. If you don't have one, it's okay. So, it's something like, a lot of people get confused on it, like Facebook.com. Ours is, Michelle, Pescosolido, it's this long, and you can always get that, off of your fan page if I were to go to Facebook. And provided you had given it a username, it'll be up there at the top. So if I were just to click on my personal one, mine's facebook.com/Malfa. I just copy it, and I would come here and paste it. That's my personal one if I didn't have a fan page. So that's basically, sorry about that.
Does it make a difference? Is it better fan page, Michelle, or is it a good idea to link your personal?
I think, if you're building a business, it's best to go ahead and grab yourself a fan page. In the beginning, as you probably know, I didn't do that. So you're annoying your friends and family who could care less about what you're doing. So it's just good to go ahead and keep the personal page separate from the business. So it doesn't take very long. And I'll get into that in a moment on where you can find training on that. But yeah, so add those in there. If you don't, LinkedIn, if you know your URL, if you don't know how to find a URL, you can Google it. How do I find my URL? Or just go into LinkedIn. Don't worry about if you leave things blank here. It's not going to show blank. In the beginning, I think I just had a YouTube channel, Twitter, and Facebook. So don't worry about that. And then always click Save. And then the opportunity. This is actually where you're going to put your primary network marketing business. So you might want to, whatever it is, put the name of it here, and then put your replicated site or your, if you have a capture page that you're using into your primary business, this is where you'll put that URL. This is where you'll actually send people to learn more about your opportunity. So that's what goes there. A lot of times people just take their, if they're with XYZ company, it's usually xyz.com / their username, and that's where people would go to sign up. That's what you're going to put here. So that's all that is. So that's in the profile settings. Then you're going to come into the affiliate program. So notice how I'm just going down the line. Very simple.
Yep.
Anytime you're on a page that you get stuck, for some reason people, they actually changed it. It used to say toggle the instructions, and it might still say that. People would forget that, not see that and realize that there are actually videos that'll help you get through this. Even though I'm making this for you, you can still, if you still get lost, click here to see a video tutorial on how to explode your MLSP affiliate checks. 10 minutes. Click here to view the tutorial on setting all this up, how to prioritize your budget. You can always see this on here. So what you would do, they're going to tell you right here in the beginning, you're going to have to add your little codes here. So if you don't have an AWeber account, you can click here where it says, click here to sign up for AWeber's affiliate program if you're not going to use AWeber. Most likely, though, here in MLSP, you're going to need an autoresponder, and I'll get to that in a second. So you're probably going to want to go ahead and just get more information on getting an AWeber account, and when you do that, it's going to prompt you to sign up for the affiliate program, and you would just come in here and add your ID. So if the ID were, I don't even know, if it was something like that, and you clicked save, what it's doing is it's linking, and I'll take that out for you, but it's linking, AWeber, this affiliate code, into MLSP. So through some of the emails that I'll explain in a minute that are going to go out, if somebody were to click on your AWeber link and decide to buy, you're going to get paid because you've put your affiliate link in there. Get response, you do not need two of these accounts, but you will want to sign up as an affiliate for Get Response also. So right here, just click to sign up for free. Magnetic sponsoring, remember when I mentioned if you buy that $39 course, it's just really cool. But here you can sign up for the affiliate program. Purchase is required to sign up. I say just buy that. It's worth it, and you'll get a free affiliate ID. And you just add it in, whatever just your ID part is, and it's going to show up right there. Make sense? Mm-hmm. And you click Save Changes.
Is that the same as earlier you mentioned the magnetic attracting or magnetic sponsoring book? Is that the
Yep. Yep. That's the same one.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
So then this
is the Bible of it.
Yeah, it's really good. It just really explains what attraction marketing is, and that's what you're doing inside of MLSP basically. And then you come down here. This says for advanced marketers only. If you're new to internet marketing, don't do this section. I did it. Because it's not that hard to come in here and click here to sign up for a free account. It says cost to join. It's not that hard to do that and grab an affiliate ID to stick in here. It's good just to go ahead and do it. I highly recommend you go through any of these that are free and just do it. Like this viral URL is not free. Don't do it. Yeah. But anything that says free, it doesn't take that much longer to go through it and do it. So I would go ahead and add those in each one.
When you sign up for all the affiliate programs, are you going to get tons and tons of email then?
No. No. Only time you're going to get a bunch of emails is if you are, opting into a page, a lead capture page or something. These are, like if I were to click here and say, click here to sign up for TweetAdder's affiliate program. If I were to click on that, it's just a form, and the only time you're going to get email from these guys is if they're running a promotion or something, and they want to send you email templates to send out to your list to promote it so you can earn some extra income. That would be the only reason. Or if you've made some money, they're going to say, hey, you just made $20-30 bucks. So you would just click on affiliates, and it's just yes, I want to sign up. They didn't go straight to the page. And you can see it's just a little form. And usually when you fill out the form, they're going to email you the ID that you would end up plugging in here. So that's all that is, in this section. So only do the free ones. Don't feel like you have to buy those other programs just to be an affiliate. It's not going to make that much of a difference. So the next section is My Autoresponders. You do want to get an autoresponder. The only reason why, a lot of people, here's my theory on this. If you don't want to get an autoresponder, let me go to mine. That means you're not going to own your list, okay? So anytime you generate a lead, it's going to stay inside of MLSP. And the only emails that your list is going to get are going to be emails that come from My Lead System Pro. All right, so the advantage of having your own list, so if I were to log in, anytime I generate a lead, not only does it go inside of MLSP for me to look at, but it also goes into my own list. So I've got a list defined right here, My Lead System Pro. So I've got over, say, 2,500 leads in here. Now I can email these 2,500 leads on my own, anything I want. So that's where, you know, I might invite them to one of our, you know, my primary opportunities webinar, or maybe I am selling something else. You know, sometimes there's launches that go on where other partners that I've worked with are promoting a product. I'm going to promote it for them too, and I'm going to make some money by doing that. Well, now I can email my list because I own this list, and it's like $20 a month to have your own autoresponder. If you don't have it, then all your leads are just going to stay in MLSP, and you don't have the ability to actually email out your list, because your list is where the money is. I mean, bottom line is you want to build a relationship with that list. So like the blog post you wrote today, I mean, Sarah, you would want to share that with your list. Well, you can't do that if it's just sitting here in MLSP. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
Totally makes sense.
Okay. So remember when I said toggle instructions? A lot of people don't see this. And watch, see, oh, there's like a ton of instructions. So you just go through this basically, and it's going to tell you how to set up your AWeber. You know, click here to create the new list. You have an option to use Get Response too, which I actually don't see the videos on. Oh, here we go, Get Response. I personally use AWeber, but it's up to you. I mean, I would stick with whatever, since everybody's watching us, stick to whatever your sponsor says to use. For you, Sarah, use AWeber if you're going to do this. But you just go through, you click on the video, and it's going to tell you step by step how to set up your AWeber right here, okay? It's pretty simple. And then, let's see, this little code right here, you're going to end up using that once you create your list, you would end up using that little code in a section called follow-up, and it would load a bunch of pre-made emails. Here's where you would load that code. I would paste it, well, that's not it, but I would paste it right there, and there's instructions on that page. I don't want to confuse you right now, but that's where you would end up using that code, and what would happen is you would get about 28 emails already preloaded into there that are going to come from you. They're branded to you. Your affiliate links will be in there. So when somebody opts into your list, they're going to start getting the series of emails over 28 days. And you're not having to do anything. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, automation. So sometimes you'll get emails because you're on my list that are completely automated that I have had in there for over a year. But you're just now getting it thinking, oh, wow, she just wrote this to me. Well, that's kind of the beauty of it. You know, it's automated. So that's all you're going to go through there. But all you do is it'll say add a new autoresponder if you follow the instructions. And this is where you would actually add it. So you might want to call it AWeber. And then you would select AWeber, and you would put your list name here. For example, I called my list MLSP 77. I would plug that in right here, and guess what? When you click Add Autoresponder, it ties them together. So now MLSP is communicating with your autoresponder. So it knows. It knows anytime somebody opts into one of the capture pages, it knows to tie that lead into your list here. That's all that is. But again, I actually think I do these videos right here. So, certain. Yeah, so that makes it even better. I don't know if they changed it out yet.
Okay, welcome back.
They haven't changed it out yet, but I was doing all these. But yeah, so that's all the instructions on that. That's the big one. So the next thing we're going to click on is, Okay.
Oh, I was just saying that's great.
Okay, cool. All right, so primary programs. I mean, this is where you're going to enter your primary program. So the very first one, I'm in your account. I'm going, wait a second, where's mine? So you see mine right now is what you see. And you're going to be going, wait, that's not, well, I mean, you happen to be in mine. But, I mean, if you're not in your sponsor's primary, you're going to be going, wait, that's not mine. But you're going to add your own here. So people will see yours. Like you're seeing mine, Sarah. Now people are going to see yours. And not only that is when people go to your capture pages or they're reading your emails, there is going to be a link that links to your primary. So that's why you want to set this up. So whatever your primary is, you're going to put whatever the name is, XYZ. Do a fancy headline. If you can't think of anything, just copy your sponsors. Are you getting the support you deserve? You know, just think about what you want your headline to be. Stick a little description in here, which is you could just copy mine if you wanted to, or copy someone else's. That's where the description is. Program link is that URL where somebody would go to learn more about your primary opportunity. So it could be a replicated page that your company gave you, or it could be an opt-in page, okay? If you want to add a video, notice you will not have any right here. You've got mine right here. So if you pick one of these, it's going to be my video on your primary, okay? So you probably don't want that. You don't have to put a video here. If you leave no video, it's fine. You don't have to put anything there. But eventually you might want to add your own video. In order to do that, you have to go into this button here where it says click on my videos.
Yep.
And you got to click add right here, add a video. There's toggle the instructions right here. But add a video.
Okay.
Oh, are you good? And
okay, gotcha.
And then you're going to make it.
Upload it.
Yeah, I mean, you're making it. This would be right here. You'd pick primary program. You probably uploaded it to YouTube, and you just stick the URL link in here. But there's instructions on how to do all that. That's if you were to add your own video. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So like if I were to go into YouTube right now, I just uploaded a video in here. I think I did. Yeah, I did. Okay, and so like, you know, say this one, you know, right here where my video I was trying to add. I would just click on the video because I'd already uploaded it. Let me make this be quiet. You know, I uploaded it by using this little upload button. And YouTube will give you instructions on all this. And I would say share. And then I'd click on this options, and I'd ask for a long link, and I'd just copy that. And that's where you just paste it right here. And now,
awesome.
Yeah, now you're going to have a video on your primary if that's what you want to do. So that's pretty much how you set up your primary business in here. So people are now going to get exposed to it on the back end and be interested in what you do. And then credit cards, this is just your membership information. I mean, it's just
yeah.
I'm going to skip that part because it's got your address. I'm going to white it out. So let me go back here, Sarah. Hang on. All right, so under account section, this is just your membership information. This will have your credit card information if you ever want to change it. This will have your membership options. You know, if you want to switch from gold to a platinum membership, you know, anything in there you're going to find out information about. Your subscription, that's the same thing. You want to set up your affiliate account setup. So you want to go ahead and click on that. This is how you're going to get paid. This is how MLSP will pay you every month. So you'll have to go through this little step here. You won't see this after you complete this section. So you need to make sure you've signed up as an affiliate. So that's it on there. And then the next thing is domain hosting. This is a little more advanced, but notice how like on my capture page, I actually have a link, current MLM secrets, you know, secrets.com. All right, so what I did is I bought that domain, and I'm going to show you, hang on, let me pause this. So back over, it talks about these instructions here, introduction, how to set it up, how to create subdomains, all right? But if you go through here, basically, right now your links look like this, Sarah. sixfiguremastermindteam.com/Sarah. I mean, you know, this is your link. Sometimes that's not as user-friendly. So that's why they say if you go buy a domain, now your links will end up looking like this. You know, yourdomain.com instead of this long one. Okay? So if you decide to buy a domain, I mean, there's like a one-time fee to host it. You don't have to do it. I'm just wanting you to make sure you know this is available, but they give you the instructions on how to do it through GoDaddy. You just follow these instructions, and I mean, it's very easy to set it up. Very easy. And And this is, where you would enter that domain. Notice you leave out the www. You just put, like if you bought current MLM secrets, that's all you would put there. Domain. Yeah, your domain configuration, same thing. You're going to want to re-enter it. And then you just, then you're going to have to create a campaign to assign it to, which I'm about to get to in a second. But that's how to do that if you wanted to do that. All right. And then that's pretty much it. You've set up your entire account now once you've gone through those steps. Now, the next thing I always recommend, the very next step, so now that your system is set up, you want to create your very first campaign, and then after that, you're ready. You're done. You're ready to market. So what I always tell people to come to is come to this campaign management, but first I want to make you aware of what's up here. This MLSP product campaigns, these are actual products that people have made within the system. So like say you wanted to promote this Facebook product, Social Media Mastery. All you'd have to do is come over here to this little key looking thing and click on it to get the link. So here's your affiliate link right here. So if I were to copy that and just paste it in the browser, you could go out and take that link and promote it anywhere you decided to actually market, okay? And I'll get into that in a moment. But this is your capture page. So if anybody were to opt into this, they're going to become your lead, which is going to show up under, let's just do it and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So test, Michelle, I'm going to leave my phone number out because I saw your capture page and I want to know more about Facebook marketing. So I'm going to opt in, okay? So it's going through, I don't know why it's taking so long, but I basically have opted into one of your pre-made product capture pages. I mean, now when I say product, this means after somebody watches this webinar, they can actually buy right now and you're going to make an affiliate commission, okay? So that's...
Hi there and welcome. My name is Michelle Pescosolido.
Just happens to be me. So somebody could buy this, and if they buy it, you're going to make an affiliate income. And so it's already
First of all, I want to congratulate you on being a
pre-made for you, okay? So you would come into My Leads under My Team and My Leads. And guess what? It's not there yet. But it would show that you generated a lead right here, and it would be me. It's going to take a moment. We'll come back and look at it. But that's where it would show up, is right here. So anytime these capture pages are being promoted and somebody opts in, it's going to show up under leads. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So those are the products. That means you can sell something right away. System campaigns or pre-made capture pages already. These are for people just to take the link right now, go out and start promoting it. So say this is an outsourcing webinar. It's a free webinar people can view, but they've got to opt in order to get it. So if they opt in, guess what? They're your lead now. And you're going to learn how to call them later on. I mean, this video is just about setting you up in the system, but I'm just letting you know what's available right now. These are pre-made capture pages. I mean, these are great, but honestly, the best way is to create your own under campaign management. So I just go to campaign management, and I click right here on create a new campaign. Remember how I said this is your URL? See how it's long? If you actually hosted your own domain, you could assign it to this campaign we're about to create. So if I were to create your very first campaign, I always like to go with free presentation, but you can choose whichever one you want, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. Only fill out their places with the stars. The other stuff is advanced. I want to get you started fast. So let's call it free presentation. Group theme, you can pick any background you want. Let's just go with the red background. And then the template, we're going to go with free presentation, but you have all these options. So you could just click on it and click preview to see what it looks like. And here's so far what your capture page looks like. All right? If you don't like it, pick a different one. But I think free presentation is the easiest one, because if you go and you pick some of these other ones, you've got Norbert and Brian's video on it right now. And I'm looking for a way to get you off the ground fast. You can change Brian and Norbert's video, but that's going to take some time. I would go with something without their video on it just to start marketing immediately. You can skip this welcome page because, again, it's going to have Brian and Norbert, who are the owners of MLSP. It's going to have their videos on it. Brand yourself. The sales page, you pick free presentation. Want to look at what it looks like? You just click preview. Because say you don't like this sales page, but I think it's the best. It converts the best. This is your sales page. Now, had we have set up everything,
hey there, it's your
Sarah, you would have links down here that would show where to find you on Facebook, where to find you on Twitter. It would have
your friend and marketing
it would be more branded to you, but we haven't got your account actually set up, but that's what would happen there. So I always recommend going with free presentation. You don't worry about this section. And if you had your autoresponder set up here, you would choose it from a drop-down box. It would show it here, okay? And you would tie this capture page to that autoresponder. So when somebody opted into this actual capture page, it would be tied, and you just click Save Campaign. So now you have your very first capture page, Sarah. And this is it. Yeah, so if I click on free presentation, this is the URL right here. Now it's long because we haven't hosted a domain with it, but that's okay. So now you could say, all right, I'm going to go out and pick one marketing method, which notice I said one marketing method. So whatever you choose to be your marketing method, whether it be Facebook marketing, blogging, article marketing, forum marketing, solo ads, you could take this capture page with this long URL and market it. And now what are you doing? You're going after a targeted area of people, and I got to pause this so you can see what I'm talking about. And you're targeting struggling network marketers out there, or struggling, maybe people that have been in the industry but have quit. And guess what? They're seeing this capture page and they're going, really? I can get 19 checks per month and earn upward $519 today or per day, and sponsor 107 reps into my primary business in 60 days or less using one simple website. Oh my God, that's amazing. Give me that free presentation. So you go in here and you see what I'm saying? They're excited. Yeah. This is your capture page. And they opt in, they see this awesome presentation, and they're like, oh my God, that is so amazing. That is exactly what I've been looking for.
Hey there, it's your friend and marketing.
And then all of a sudden, okay, Brian, you got to be quiet.
And most likely you've been hearing a lot about MLSP.
And then you come down here and they're reading all these testimonies like, wow, okay, cool, that's amazing. Oh my gosh, yeah, this is exactly what I've been looking for. Whoa. And then they end up buying right here. They're like, I want in on MLSP. This is so awesome. This is what I've been looking for to market my business. They come in here and look, notice your username up here? They sign up and they're yours.
Oh, yeah.
You just made money. So that's how that works. This is very basic though. I mean, there's so much more to this, but my goal in this video with you, Sarah, and everybody else that's watching is to get you off the ground fast with the very basic startup. So yeah, so that's tied to you. So do you have some questions along the way that we talked about? Anything that I've said? Do you feel comfortable setting up the system on your own now?
Yeah, I do. I feel pretty comfortable. I feel like you walked me through, you showed me all the steps, and I have to actually fill in the information, but
right.
This is just exactly what you said. It's not just filling in my information. This is like the how-to of how to kind of get up and running really quickly.
And that's why I wanted to do this for really quickly, and I want people to see that they can set their system up in an hour or an hour and a half and take a capture page like we just created and go out there and market it. But that capture page is not going to work unless everybody goes through all these steps and in the entire account section, because some people might just jump over and grab a capture page and realize, oh, let me grab my system campaign. They've already got websites already ready, and it's not all integrated correctly with you to where you would get proper credit.
Right.
So so that's why it's so important. So bottom line, or just a recap, you go through step 1, step 2, go through all this account stuff. Come over here, create your very first capture page, which we actually already did for you, Sarah, so you can use that. I always recommend going with free presentation. It's got a nice, fun movie on it, as you saw. And you can see, you're already showing one impression, I opted in. So it's showing that. So you're going to have me. I don't know why it's not showing up here yet. It could be because we didn't tie everything together. But it would show up under leads here. So that's where you would check it. As far as everything else goes, there's definitely, you know, I showed you the training, but anytime one thing I do want to say though is when you create that capture page, come into marketing strategies right here under training. And my recommendation is you pick one marketing method, learn it and master it. So if you want to do Facebook marketing, which is really popular, you know, come in here and learn how to do it right here. Everything's in here that you need. Now, what you see here are, you know, advanced section stuff. You can learn some stuff here, but don't think this is the only place. If you come back to training and go down to training library, and you click on, let's just type in Facebook over here to the right because that's what we're searching. You'll see some more Facebook training. Here's where I did one, fan page webinar. I mean, you could, all these right here, you could just watch all these and get a good idea about how to market your capture page on Facebook the right way. So that's my recommendation. Pick one marketing method. And Sarah, you know, you and I can talk about that later after this video. But for everybody else that's watching, I highly recommend, because if you don't pick one method and you try to go learn all this stuff, you're going to, I get people who's like, there's so much to learn. Well, you don't have to learn all this stuff. There's over 3 years of training from every single week. So I don't even know how many webinars that is. There's 52 weeks in a year times 3. I mean, that's over 100 webinars that are in here, if I did my math right. And I mean, you know, that's going to take you forever to watch all that stuff because some of them are 2 hours long. Just pick one type of marketing method that interests you and run with it. That's all you need, because that's all I did is I started out with Facebook marketing. I didn't even have a blog. I started Facebook, and that's how I built the business, is just with Facebook marketing. So I, you know, if you go, you'll just spread yourself too thin. There are past wake-up calls in here. Oh, look, it is recorded. The one I did this morning is right here. Wow, I didn't even notice. Past wake-up calls, yeah, those are those ones in the morning, yeah. So anyways, that's basically it. You know, I would start there to get the system up off the ground, and then get back with me, Sarah, but whoever your sponsor is, you know, get back with them after you've got it all set up, and then get advice on where to go through from there. Anything else? Do you have questions, Sarah?
No, Michelle, this was such a great walkthrough,
okay,
and
good.
I'm so glad that you walked me through it in this organized way, because, like, I'm sort of a more creative mental type, and so when I've seen some of your videos and your video blogs, and so right away when I think about getting started, I think, oh, I have to go and make a series of fabulous videos, or I have to write something really compelling and intriguing to get people to notice me. And what you're showing me is that I don't have to do any of that at all. The most important thing is to just set it up first,
right,
and let it do it. And then, you know, once it's all set up, then start getting creative later. But you can set it up and let the machine kind of work as it's designed to work on its own without doing anything creative at all, really.
Exactly. That, and you make a good point, and I've never even thought of that, is people are looking at what other people are doing and they think they have to do that, and they don't. You just have to start out, you know, through these steps, get the account set up, grab your first campaign, pick one marketing method, go out and learn it and market that capture page, and that's it, and you'll start generating leads. I mean, I chose Facebook, and I started running ads to that one capture page I created, a year and a half ago, was generating leads the very first day. So good. I hope that made sense, and you know, definitely go through the setup process, and then, you know, we'll reconnect, or whoever's watching is reconnect with your sponsor after that, and we'll go from there. But I appreciate you going through this with me, Sarah. Hang on the line. Let me just click stop here.